welcome to Playing Field. This is Michael J. Migliori and I am Man on Film. And this is your episode for February 26, 2010. Let's get right into it. The first film we have this weekend is the remake of George A. Romero's 1973 film The Crazies. Now personally, I'm not a huge fan of the remake game that Hollywood's been playing the last few years, but I do have a few opinions on the subject. When you remake something, you should really just deconstruct the original source material and reconstruct it to create it your own, pretty much. A perfect example of this would be Rob Zombie's Halloween remakes. Unfortunately, most of the remakes you get nowadays, especially the horror remakes, lack that inspiration, that certain something that made the original one so memorable. Most of the time nowadays, you just see people that are trying to update the visuals and dial up on the gore. However, I do want to see this remake. There was something about the trailer, there was something in there that made me believe that there might be some sort of charm to this film. As for the original, if you just take a look at both the trailers for the original and the remake, they seem to be drastically different in theme and tone. So I'm not sure how it's going to stand up as a remake per se, but it looks like it might be a decent standalone film. The story goes, the government accidentally unleashes a virus in a small town in the Midwest. This virus turns people into psychopathic killers, bearing a strange resemblance to zombies. A small group of uninfected survivors have to somehow escape the town and find safety before the government kills everybody. It's pretty much a glorified zombie flick, and as for being a remake, I'm not sure how it stands up to the original, but it looks like it could be a decent horror film. We also have Cop Out coming out this weekend, directed by Kevin Smith, Silent Bob of Clerks and Mallrats fame, and this marks the first film that he's directed which he didn't actually write himself. This film is a buddy cop movie starring Bruce Willis and Tracy Morgan as the odd couple. It also co-stars Stifler from American Pie. Now the trailer makes absolutely no point to tell us anything about the circumstances that bring any of these actors together, but that doesn't seem like that's really the big picture here. The film looks like it banks completely on the comedic chemistry between the actors and, Stifler. Now, I've always been a big Kevin Smith fan. I love The Big Palooka. But to me, his appeal has always been in his writing. The clever slacker banter that once taught us that sticking your hand deep into the back into your butt and keeping it there for a while was but a small price to pay for the smiting of one's enemies. Now, I've never really found Kevin Smith's directing to really stand out, not since Clerks anyway, and the box office has never been really kind to Kevin Smith. But I do hope he has something special to show for us in this one, especially now that he's trying to get funding and trying to produce a horror film called The Red State. Now, this weekend might be the weekend America decides to stay home and be a family. Not a lot of options, but I am a cinema diehard, so you can expect me to be in theaters this weekend. If you care to join me, please pay attention. If you need to watch one film this weekend, make it The Crazies. Now let me make it clear, I am by no means a fan of the MTV horror remakes, but like I said, the trailer had a certain je ne sais quoi to it that made me believe that there's something charming about this film. Besides, sure beats staying at home watching Fox all night. But if you can, go and check out Cop Out also. If anything, just to make Kevin Smith look good, because, he's good people.